Applying to the right school is one of the most important choices you're going to make in your study abroad journey. It is as important as gaining admission, right? So if you apply to the wrong school, then you are setting up yourself for potential failure or heartbreak in the future. So applying to the right school is so important that I am making this video today to talk about steps on how to apply to the right school. How do you know that this school is what is going to fit you, fit your budget, and fit you as a person, right? So we have the way we have course of best fit. There's also the way we have school of best fit. You don't just apply to any school that is open and taking applications. You should look out for these major qualities in a school before you think of putting in your application to study in that school. Hi amazing people, welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing me on your screen for the first time, my name is IJ, and on this channel I drop videos that help aspiring international students to make informed decisions and to aid their study abroad journey. So please do click the subscribe button and join this amazing family. I'm sure you'll be glad that you did. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are my OG, you're my fam. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for riding on this journey with me. I am grateful for your support and your love and your encouragement. Thank you so much. So let's go right into the video for today. What should you consider? What are the qualities you should look out for in a school before you apply to that school? The first thing you should think about is define your academic and career goals. Okay, does this school fit into what you want to do? Does this school align with your academic and your career goals? Yeah, in terms of the course it gives, in terms of the learning modes, in terms of the experiences you're going to have, does it align with what you want to do in your academic and in the long run in your career? Okay, that's the first thing you should consider first. Now, the next thing to consider before you choose that school is admission requirements. Okay, admission requirements is so important. Somebody reached out to me some time ago and said, I applied to this school and I've been getting rejections, and you're not telling me why. Not telling me why I'm getting rejections. And I said, okay, first of all, are you an HND applicant? And she said yes. I said, but what school is that? And she told me the school. And I knew that this school does not accept HND for direct masters. Okay, they don't accept HND for direct masters. So why are you applying to them? It means you didn't read the entry requirements. You didn't. You just wasted your precious time applying to a wrong school. Okay, the entry requirements are so important. You shouldn't overlook it. Now, do this school accept HND for direct masters? That is, if you're an HND applicant, do they accept HND for direct masters? Number one. Number two, do you meet the minimum GPA or other requirements? Okay, a school is going to say, even if you're an HND applicant, you must have an upper credit before you apply. Okay, if you have a lower credit, they will not take you. So even if they take HND for direct masters and you do not meet the required grade, okay, the required entry grade, you're still going to get rejected. So make sure you look out for all those things in the entry requirements section. Now, another thing you should also look out for, do you need to submit additional documents like a portfolio, a research proposal, or work experience? Do you need all these things? Do you need to submit additional documents? Do you need to submit a research proposal? Do you need to submit a job experience portfolio? Do you need to submit all those things? All those things are what you should consider also as under the entry requirement section. They are always outlined. Now, what is the English requirement for this university or for this your choosing school? What's the English requirement? Although a majority of schools in the UK widely accept WAEC, okay, as the English requirement for entry, but some specific schools are going to ask you to present IELTS, or they're going to ask you to write a TOEFL exam. So in that case, yeah, what do you do? Okay, so I hope you understand what I mean. If you have a WAEC or you have a NECO, some schools are going to accept that as the basic English requirement, but some schools are going to go a step further and ask you to write IELTS, that they want an IELTS certificate from you. They want a TOEFL certificate from you. So you see, if you know that you're not willing to go that extra mile to write an IELTS, why not leave the school and apply to the ones that are going to accept the English, the WAEC that you have? Do you understand? So when you apply to the wrong school, not just because it is wrong in the sense that it is a bad school, it is wrong in the sense that you don't fit into the entry requirement that they want in their preferred candidates. Okay, you can't apply with a WAEC when they say they want an IELTS. Now, in some cases, they might say the entry requirement for this for this course or for this school is IELTS. But then there is always a link, okay? There's always a second step to that. They might say for further information, click on this link, click here. And when you click there, it is going to take you to the countries that are exempt from writing IELTS. So if your country is an English speaking country, then you can use your WAEC, okay? Or you can use an English proficiency letter. All these things are things you should read out. Don't just go on the school website and just just look at the designs and then not read thoroughly. Read thoroughly is going to help you to understand better. The next thing to consider is tuition fee, okay? Tuition fee, initial deposit, and repayment plans. I've said it time and time again, and I am still emphasizing it. Please don't go for schools that are more than £18,000. I will say it is not worth it, because what's the repayment plan like? Yeah, what's your plan to pay back the balance? It is expensive. It is very, very expensive. So if your school is £18,000, £20,000, and sometimes people are always happy when they say, this school is £20,000, the initial deposit is £3,000. How do you hope to pay back £17,000? Yeah, are you being realistic? I love it when I'm being realistic with people. Do you understand? A school can have a cheap initial deposit, but then their repayment plan is not suitable for you. Okay, a school might say you pay £3,000 as initial deposit, and then you pay the balance on 2 installments. How do you pay back £17,000 or £18,000 on 2 installments? I think that it doesn't suit your funding options or your financial options. So please look out for the repayment plan, look out for initial deposit, and look out also for low tuition schools. If a school is more expensive than £16,000, it is considered expensive. It is. And then again, be sure that you check if they say you should pay an enrollment fee, because sometimes the school is going to say you pay £3,000 as initial deposit to get your cars, and upon enrollment you pay 50% of your tuition balance. People always overlook that side. Okay, look out for it so that you don't pay your money for your initial deposit, and then you get stuck when you get to the school and say that you can't start school until you pay 50% of your tuition balance before you start your school, and then it is already too late because you're already in the country and you are stuck. Okay, it is so frustrating when you just come into the country and then you are faced with a major financial setback. It can get so frustrating. I don't want you to be in that situation. So please always look out for all these options. Okay, all these things, they are very, very important. Initial deposit, tuition fees, and repayment plan, and also look out if they have anything you should pay upon enrollment before you resume your studies. Okay, now the next thing to look out for in university is the university reputation and ranking and student reviews. Read the reviews as well on the school's website. It is very, very important. The reviews of it, just the way you go on all these online shopping sites and you want to shop, the first thing you should check is the reviews. Okay, I've considered some things, but I've considered not purchasing items because of the reviews or that were made on that on a particular product. Do you understand? That's how important reviews are. Somebody might have experienced something in that school and they are dropping a review for you to read. That review is very important. The person you just come to just make up that thing. It's because the person had that terrible experience or had that good experience. Okay, reviews can be both ways. The reviews can be good, reviews can be bad. So make sure you read the reviews and read the rankings. Some schools rank the last when it comes to universities in the UK. Rankings are important as well. If you are considering your academic advancement and your career goals, rankings are very important. Do you understand? University rankings, and what are people saying about this school? What are the comments about this university? What are the reviews that are left when people talk about this university? What are the commonly asked questions or frequently asked questions about this school? Do they have issues with racism? Do they have issues with blending in? Do they have issues with their study approach? Do you understand? All these things are things you should consider. Read the reviews very, very, very well. It is very important. One thing you should also consider is the course duration, the course structure, the structure of that course you're going for. Now, different schools, okay, you can have three different schools that offer the same course, but the difference is in the structure of the course. Sometimes a course in this school might be 1 year. That same course in another school might be 2 years. That same course in a different university might be 18 months. Do you understand? So it also depends on your pocket and that is why the first thing I said was very important. your career and academic goals. Okay, that is going to be the defining factor in everything that you're doing when it comes to study abroad. Okay, so if depending on what you want to do, some schools are going to say it's going to be a 1 year classroom session, 1 year classroom experience, and then you have extra 6 months of going for internship programs, gaining work experiences. It is also part of your course. Okay, that is part of your course. So some schools are going to offer that, some schools are not going to offer that. Some schools are going to offer a blended mode of learning. Some schools are going to say, okay, if you're supposed to have lectures 3 days in a week, 2 days out of those 3 days you're going to be at home and it's going to be online. Okay, some schools are going to say it has to be in classroom. Do you understand? So please always make sure you check out for the course structures and what suits you. Do you get? I didn't go for a blended learning because as at that time I had a baby and my baby was really young at then, so I couldn't afford to have an online course. So I chose my university because the whole learning experience was in class. Do you understand? I couldn't afford to have an online class when I had a toddler at home. It was going to be a distraction. So that was what suited my situation at that time. So it is left for you to know what suits your situation. Just because somebody is doing something doesn't mean it's going to work for you as well. Okay, so always make sure that you sit down and analyze what suits your situation, the financial situation, mental situation, academic situation, and all-round situation. Okay, if you're a mom, does this mode of learning suit you? If you are a single lady and all that, you understand, does this mode of learning suit you? And do you want to go for the two-year course, or you want to go for a 1 year course or 18 months and all that? Or do you want a course, do you want a school that allows you time to gain work experience as part of the course structure? Do you get? All these things are things you should consider before you apply to that school. So many schools have placement options, placement opportunities as part of the course structure of that course. Do you understand? Some schools do not have placement options. Some schools do not have placement opportunities. So it still boils down to your career and academic goals. Another thing you should also consider in university is the international structure. What's the international student structure like? Do they have international students in that school? How comfortable are international students in that school? Okay, that's another thing you should consider. I considered it before I applied to my school. So that's one thing you should also look out for. What's the international body like in that school? How many people are the international students in that school? Because that will also help you to know that, okay, this school provides a safe space and they have inclusion rights and inclusion services for people from all walks of life. Do you get? So that's what you should also consider as an international student that wants to study abroad. Okay, next thing you should also think about is the location of that. Location contributes hugely to your learning experience. Location of your school contributes a great deal to your learning experience. So if you're going to school in London, some people think if you're coming to study in the UK, it must be London. London is very expensive. London is expensive. Housing in London is expensive. Tuition fee in London is living expenses generally in London is expensive. Okay, and it's more expensive than other places. It is not a must that you must go to London. So I've seen someone chose a school because they say the beach is good. There's a beach there. Are you seeing that it doesn't make sense? And that school was crazy expensive. Do you get? So you're choosing a school because of the sightseeing options in that city. You always have time to travel and see and have fun and experience things. Okay, you always have time. But the most important thing that brought you to that country is your study. Do you understand? That should be your number one priority. When you're on summer break, there's time for you to go on beaches and go on mountains and go on adventures. Don't choose a school because there is a sightseeing place in there, or because everybody is going to that place, you should go there. There's time to experience all those things. If you go to a school that the location is very expensive, it is going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle for you. Okay? Choose a school that the location is cheap, the city is cheap to live in, and it has job opportunities are available. Okay, always ask questions on your Telegram group. In your Telegram group, there are people that are already in that country studying. Ask them questions. How is this? Are there jobs there are there part-time jobs for international students? What's the housing experience like? Because there's some cities that you don't have houses. Getting houses is like climbing the Mount Kilimanjaro. It is so difficult to get a house. Okay, so you don't need all those stress coupled with the fact that you just came to the country newly. You are going to go bonkers. Okay, you're going to lose your mind, because in as much as you're coming to the country newly, you're going to have to settle in quickly and start school quickly. immediately. Nobody's waiting for you, because when the course starts, it runs. Okay, they don't think about if you're just starting, or if you have experience in this thing, or if you have a house you're coming from. Nobody, school doesn't care about that. What they want is that, are you doing well in your course? Are you passing? Are you meeting all your academic goals? Do you understand? In that school, that's the most important thing. There's always time for you to travel and see things. There's always time for you to have adventure. After school, you still have time. Okay, so the most important thing at that time is for you to pass your course. Do you get? Excel in your course. If you pass your course and you can't pay your tuition fee, is a problem. If you pay your tuition fee and you can't pass your course, is a problem. So you see that everything has to work hand in hand for you to be successful. Okay, so please, location is important, and don't say I'll choose London and live in the neighboring cities. Some people have seen houses 2 cities away from where their school is, and they have to start jumping. Maybe in a day when they're going to school, they enter 2 or 3 trains or 2 or 3 buses. Do you know what that does to your physical body? As a person, you're going to school to study, and you're already so drained before you get to school, because you have entered train 1 hour and you leave your house so early. Maybe you have a 10 o'clock lecture, you're leaving around 6, because you have 4 hours to be on the road, or you have 3 hours to be on the road, because of where you chose to school and where you're living. Do you get me? When you get admission, where you live you can't really do anything about it, but you can do something about is where you study. Okay, where you study determines where you live, where you work, and where you thrive. Do you get me? If you think you can be going intercity every day, if it's not something like where we live, where we live when I was studying was 1 hour away from school, just 1 bus. So if I have a 10 o'clock lecture, I leave by sometimes 8:45, and I'm already in school. It's just 1 bus. And it was also because getting a house in that school, in that city, was a problem. That time the influx of international students was so much, and housing was a problem. Okay, so we just lived in a neighboring city that was just 1 bus away. That's considerate. But when you're spending 3 hours on the road, 4 hours on the road, it is not. Are you saying that is not? Your body is going to break down before you even finish that course. And when you get to school, your mind is already tired, because the stress you just pass through to reach class. Do you understand? So please, all these things should be considered. Put them into consideration. The location, the living expense in London is more than the living expense outside London. So if you're going to Wales, if you're going to Northern Ireland, if you're going to Scotland, it is cheaper than if you're going to London. Before finalizing your decision, talk to people that have been there. Okay, before I applied to Cardiff Met, I joined like 5 university groups on Telegram. I didn't apply to them. I joined Swansea. I joined it was a lot. Okay, just because I want to know the talks that's going on in that group. Do you understand? I joined this thing like 4 months before I even started my application process. That all those things are things that you should consider before you put in your application to that school. And I hope I've answered some of your questions. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain on this video. Thank you so much for watching to this point. Please give this video a thumbs up, like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. This channel is amazing. You have wonderful content here for you. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye fam.